it's going to be great working at Wentworth. And it's all thanks to you and Mervyn.
Oh, I'm really glad things are working out for you, Steve.
Oh, you're worried, aren't you?
Oh, just being silly, I suppose.
No. If anything does happen, if I get sprung, there's no way you'll get hurt.
Funny how you're always the last person to find out about anything around here.
Oh, you're all wind.
I mean, you know about the new governor, don't you, Luch?
What new governor? You macho bastard. Tough as nails and cold as a witch's tit.
You're kidding.
Well, he's certainly not what I was expecting.
How's it going, Grandma? We don't plan anything for this Arvo. We're going to play a little joke on the old gov up there.
I don't know. Eddie might get upset.
Oh, screw Eddie. Now, come on. In it or not?
Yeah, make him the daddy.
But I don't even know him. Anyway, why should he go along with the story?
Oh, don't be so thick. Make this pregnancy the real thing.
What?
You're not going to keep believing you forever. Can't I use a pillow or something?
In the showers? I don't want a kid. I hate ankle biters.
Well, look, the way things are going.
Hey, Lexi, I can give him money. Huh? Huh? Look at those big baby blues, will you? She wants to keep them all to herself.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, wouldn't you?
I'd chain him to the bed and feed him oysters.
Oh, hurry up, Luce. Hey, did I ever tell you the definition of the perfect man?
No?
Oh, he gives you flowers, makes passionate love to you, and at midnight he turns into a pizza.
Hey, Eggbrain, you and Porky want to be very careful who you're talking to.
Get Nick, Kelly.
This is the country, and if I say she's there, that's where she stays.
I'll
You get
talk to who I like.
Anything wrong here?
Oh, no, Mrs. Flattery, just having a friendly chat.
Sit down and get on with your meals.
Maybe you better sit somewhere else, eh?
Rubbish, kid. We're with you.
I just wish there was something we could do about Kelly.
I don't know. The sooner you get acquainted with that young fella, the better.
Oh, come on, there's got to be another way.
Oh, half an hour ago, you couldn't wait to get him in the cot. Now
I still do. He's a real spunk. It's just getting preggers that I don't like.
You got company.
Hello, is it all right if I sit down with you?
Oh, look, love, we're having a private sort of conversation at the moment. No offence.
Oh, that's all right.
Next time, eh?
Yes, yes, of course.
Hey. Name's Luke Kelly. I run things around here. This is Lurch and Eve. Alice.
Pleased to meet you.
Better be careful talking to scum like that. You pick your nose and they'll lag to the screws.
Oh, thanks for the advice. I'd better go and sit down.
She don't look like a murderer to me. Oh, forget her. There are more important things to worry about. Lexi. And the rest. New governor sounds like a real mongrel.
Well, don't worry, you got rid of the last one. He causes problems. I'm sure you can arrange something.
Yeah. I suppose I could.
He mightn't be as easy as Reno.
That's what I love about you, Lurch. You're so cheery.
Get stuffed.
Don't you think Luke can look after us?
That's not what I said. Keep twisting me words. He's a bloke. Well, he might be tougher. That's all I meant.
Then we'll just have to get rid of him, won't we?
So, after Beecham told them what happened, they downed tools and went on a hunger strike.
Led by Flynn, right?
No, Kelly led the hunger strike.
Ah, yes. Kelly's top dog now.
Yes.
Must be very popular. She can make the governor resign.
That's not the only reason.
No, it's not a criticism. It's a tough job running a prison. I've seen others crack under the strain.
Yes, I know. But I'm sure she'll be as efficient as ever when she returns.
If she returns, she may decide not to.
You'd stay on as governor?
Early days yet, but I am interested. And by the look of things, I might have to.
Or go round there and knock his block
Hold
off.
on, Ettie.
I asked him not to do it, but he didn't listen. As soon as the other girls had gone, he came over and started touching me again.
Well, you should have told me about it before, love.
I didn't want any trouble. It's the first job I've had in 12 months.
You'll be singing in the choir before I've finished with him.
Eddie, just sit down for a minute. It might be better if I handle this.
Yeah, you go around and throw him in the slammer.
I can't do that, but there are laws about things like this.
Yeah, don't you worry, love. Mrs. I'll look after you. She owns a prison, you know.
Yeah?
Not quite.
Well, you know what I mean. Look, I'll make us a cuppa.
She's real good to us girls.
I'm sure she is.
I don't know what to do about my job, Mrs. Reynolds.
Is there someone there you can talk to, a superior?
He owns the joint. Reckons if I'm not friendly, he mightn't keep me on.
Perhaps if I go and talk to him.
Oh, that'd be great. He'd listen to you because you're old.
Oh, get him, son. Who is it?
Sing a telegram. G'day, lover. You miss me?
Down, you dopey idiot. What do you want, you larrikin?
What's the matter? You said last night you loved me.
You want me to leave you some money? I'm not going to.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it. Aren't you going to introduce me?
No, you're not worth it.
I'm Anne Reynolds.
Bongo Connors. Roach was telling me about you.
Not bad, I hope.
No, in fact, that's why I'm here. Roach was wondering if you could come over for a chat. She's, got a problem she wants to yak about.
I'll come over in a few minutes if you like.
I'll go and tell her. Now are you, darling?
All right.
When you coming for a ride?
Never. She wants to stay in one piece.
I wasn't talking to you, lover. What's the matter? Jealous?
Go, get out before I lose my temper. And you stay away from young Roach.
But she loves me. See ya.
All right, I'll be over soon.
How are you settling in?
Oh, well, it's a bit hard meeting so many people all at once.
Well, I wouldn't bother about some of them. That lot over there are bad news.
Oh, I met them at lunchtime. You know, they said the same about you.
Sorry about telling you to get nicked like that. Had something to settle.
Oh, that's all right. I've noticed there's not much privacy.
No, except in the pound. Oh, that's solitary. You haven't been inside before, have you?
Oh, isn't that obvious?
G'day, Tess. Feel like a game of poker?
Waiting to meet the new broom.
Sounds about as exciting as a push bike ride to Bathurst. You warmed up yet?
Oh, yes, thank you. Look, I'm sorry about...
What was all that about?
I think I said the wrong thing. When I first met her, I complained about the broken window in our cell.
Rita's all right. Tell her a good joke, you'll be a mate for life.
How do you keep a sense of humour in a place like this?
Hey, he's coming! On your best behaviour, girls. Ladies, I'd like you to meet the new governor, Mr. Moran.
Ladies,
Is Mrs. R coming back, Mrs. Morris? Perhaps in a few weeks.
in the meantime, I'd like your full cooperation.
Well, we're an easy-going bunch, aren't we, girls?
Name?
Kelly. You can call me Lou if you like.
Oh, yes. The top dog. I believe you were the troublemaker behind the hunger strike.
Everyone was in it. I was just looking after the women's interests, that's all.
Well, from now on, that's going to be my job. From what I hear, you girls need looking after. Well, I'm very good at that. And if you don't believe me, our association is going to be a very unhappy one. I've been doing some reading that makes me very unhappy. About Flynn escaping, money found in cells, broken windows, hunger strikes.
Gets boring sitting around all day.
It's going to get even more boring. Mrs. Morris, have the television and radio removed from this room and any cells that might have them. If any of you want to be on a charge for insolence, just keep going the way you are. You want privileges, you earn them. You don't take them for granted. Questions?
Yeah, all right. All right. I give up.
Hey, how come you went over there for?
I wanted to meet the dog who gave Rita a hard time in the nick.
Look, I'm telling you, she's all right.
Not what I heard. Threw her in the hole, wouldn't even let Slasher in for a visit.
I told her somebody would hear us.
Oh, forget it. It's probably only Mandy. Come in.
Can't Longo, get off. I've got to put some clothes on.
Oh, Mrs. Reynolds. Good of you to call. I hope we didn't embarrass you.
Of course not. I've learned not to let little things upset me. Now, why don't you make Roach and I a cup of tea so we can have our chat? The one you asked me over for.
I'm real sorry, Mrs. Reynolds. Look, I didn't know anything about this. He told me.
It's all right. Just a little joke that backfired.
What are we having with the veggies, Merv?
Told him the whole.
That means sausages. He burns them to give them that special smoky flavour.
Don't be cheeky.
Oh, I say. Come and have another look, have we?
Oh, not this time. I'm now the official Wentworth handyman.
Oh, that is good news.
Straight away, there's a couple of windows in the cells that need fixing, and you got something from here.
Oh, yes, come on, show.
Such a nice young man.
I reckon. Do I really have to go through with this?
Seems to be a bit loose. Probably needs tightening.
You got a new governor.
You're lucky to get the job from what I've heard of him.
No, I'll be all right, as long as no one finds out why I'm really here.
Well, Joyce and I won't tell anyone.
I better be going. Thanks for everything.
Okay.
My fault.
Sorry.
Ladies first.
Oh, where have you been hiding the sausages, Merv?
Oh, here we are.
He says he's moving windows, so go on, you'll be in one of the cells. Well, don't let's think about it. Just go and do it. Mervyn, is it all right if Lexi goes to the loo? She's feeling a bit crook.
I suppose so, but don't take too long.
Morning sickness.
I didn't know where to look.
Little mongrel. Or to go round let him have it.
He wasn't very happy. I think he expected me to run out of the room screaming.
Good for you, love. It's one to us.
I felt sorry for Roach, though. He obviously hadn't told her what he had in mind.
Yeah, she's a nice kid. I don't know what she sees in him.
Adventure. Fun. They live for today, not tomorrow.
Yeah, but they'll both finish up inside. How do we keep them on the right track?
Delivering sermons is no good. I learnt that with my daughter.
Guinea pigs.
What?
Yeah, I'd forgotten all about him. This bloke I met during the war, Charlie Stevens, used to be up all night fighting and drinking. Big 6-footer he was. And he carried a guinea pig in his pocket.
Why?
Good luck charm. He came round one night, all quiet like. I couldn't get a word out of him. I thought he was sick or something. And then he told me that the guinea pig had died. Didn't know he was almost in tears. Made me wonder if everyone was like that underneath. You know, the tougher they are, the more they've got to hide.
Mongo's certainly tough enough. If we can talk some sense into Roach, there might be hope for both of them.
Yeah.
So, there they were, on their way to heaven. Next thing, the door comes flying open, and in walks his wife. I never saw anybody move so fast in all my life. He didn't even have time to put his pants on, and she was chasing him around the room.
You must have seen a few sights in your time.
Oh, hello, love. That was quick. You feeling better? No, I'm not.
Your face is all red. You might have a temperature.
Look, I'm all right. Just leave me alone.
I'm only trying to help.
Well, don't take any notice of her, Mervyn. She's only crotchety because she's sick.
She ought to see Sister Hall, not take it out on the rest of us.
Nothing. Bloody nothing. Except me making a fool of myself.
Oh, that's strange. Good-looking young fella like him. Perhaps he's got a war wound. No, he's too young.
I reckon he's a pillow biter. Anyway, it was a stupid idea in the first place.
Yeah, we got to do something, you know. Kelly finds out we've been fooling her, or she'll be after blood.
Yeah, but what am I going to do?
No, we just have to think of someone else.
No way. You've got to be joking. I'd rather stick my head in an oven.
Just a thought.
Come on, you two. You're going to chat away all day long. Take the rest of that rubbish out. And Jessie, hurry up with those vegetables.
So after we found the razor in Connor's cell, I called off the search.
Why? One razor blade isn't much of a result.
Well, they were expecting the search. Anything else would have been well hidden.
And you think the officers wouldn't have found it?
I thought we'd have a better chance if we waited the 24 hours.
I'm sorry, but I don't agree. I want a full search of the prison this afternoon.
I'll arrange it with the second shift.
That won't be necessary. I'll have it done properly. I'm calling in the Special Operations Group. Place might end up a bit of a mess, but at least we'll find out what was in those magazines.
Do you really think that's necessary?
Having read those reports, yes.
If you call in outsiders, you'll only alienate the
I'm
staff.
not here to win popularity contests.
The women are already complaining about loss of privileges. Don't you think you're going too fast?
I'm here to get this prison running properly, and I'll come down as heavily on the officers as the prisoners if they make mistakes.
I'll support whatever you do. But off the record, I don't agree with the way you're doing it.
That's honest. Now let's get this search organized.
If the mongrel's only here for a few weeks, well, maybe we shouldn't do anything.
Yeah, we'll end up chained to the wall being fed bread and water.
Hey, that's it.
What?
Another hunger strike. Well, it worked with Reno.
Yeah, now we're worse off than before. Did you hear something, girls?
Nah, there's a bad smell around here. Yeah, smells like a lagger. Or a lagger's friend.
Look, I think I've got an idea that might work.
Well, what about my idea about the hunger strike?
It's a last resort. I think I know how to turn that bulldog into a puppy.
Phew, don't like your chances.
Oh, I'm going to throw up. Look.
I can handle men. I've had a lot of experience.
Yeah, and they all end up with a bullet through them.
What's wrong with you? I'm trying to help Lou, and all you can do is criticise. Now, do you want to help or not?
Of course I do.
Then
It was
shut
my-
up and listen. If my idea works, it's going to be a lot easier on the women than a hunger strike.
You reckon he'll go for it?
It's worth a try. Look, I'll go and find a screw and see if I can talk to him.
Good luck.
I still don't trust her. I reckon she's trying to take over.
You worry too much. What have I got to lose?
Come on, mate, don't take all day. God, that was the best tea break I've had in years, man.
Get it while it's hot, eh?
Hey, listen, you're going to be out here again tomorrow.
No way. It's a once-only offer.
What did I do wrong?
Look, nothing. It's just, well... Don't worry about it.
Jeez, you give a bloke an inferiority complex, don't you?
I've got to get back.
Yeah, all right.
See you later.
Hey, listen, give us a kiss for good luck.
I haven't got time.
What's your name, then?
Alice Jenkins. My friends call me Lurch.
I'll remember that.
Hi there.
My office. Now.
See you, fellas.
This will go down on your parole report. You step out of line once more, and you'll be in solitary at my pleasure.
Yes, Mr. Moran.
Mrs. Morris will take you out and you can begin punishment. Mrs. Morris.
Wait outside.
Explain why 2 garbage men and a prisoner were left unsupervised.
We were short of staff when the gatehouse rang through. Normally, it only takes a few minutes to collect the bins.
Plenty of time to drop off a parcel of drugs or weapons or indulge in a little exercise with the prisoners.
It won't happen again.
You're damn right it won't. The minute you're finished with Patterson, back here and we'll go over the security arrangements in detail. That is all.
Mr. Moran, one of the prisoners would like to see you.
No.
Eve Wilde.
Bring her in. What can I do for you?
It's rather private. Could we?
That's all right. Take a seat.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, how am I supposed to do it with this?
Should have thought of that before. Use the other hand.
I have to pretend that I like Lou and do things for her all the time. It's awful.
Then why do it?
They'd kill me. Lou's the only protection I have.
So you play along.
I don't have any choice. I hate it, but
You told this to anyone before?
Mrs. Reynolds hated me after my solicitor died. She blamed me.
What happened?
Oh, it was awful. I was so alone and afraid He...
What?
He said he'd drop my case unless I...
Had sex with him?
I was so scared, I didn't know what to do.
Well, you needn't continue.
No one believes me.
You are quite an actress, Wilder.
I don't understand.
Oh, like hell. You must think I'm a real fool. I've read the reports and the newspaper articles. I know what you did to that man, and now you're trying to do it to me.
You bastard.
I'm the governor and you're a prisoner, and I hate my time being wasted. Next time you want to see me, make sure you have a damn good reason.
Bikies. Thank God Joan's okay. We think Connors is behind it, but it's virtually impossible to prove.
What's she like? Connors, I mean.
Didn't you meet her?
Only briefly. You see, I was taken to hospital the day she arrived.
Oh, quite a handful. Look, are you sure you want to go in there? Maybe you should wait.
No, I think now's the best time. Let's go, shall we?
Move it, Wilder. Sorry, Joyce. You all right?
Fine.
I'm sorry, I didn't realise.
Well, at least that's over. I wonder what it'd be like seeing her again.
Look, I think you should know she's as thick as thieves with Kelly these days.
They hated each other.
Not anymore.
At least we all now know where we stand.
It's no different to any other man. Just a matter of breaking down his resistance.
Well, did you have him eaten out of your hand or not?
Of course I did. It might take a little longer than I thought, that's all.
Doesn't seem to me like you got nowhere.
Look, there is such a thing as subtlety. Not that I'd expect you to understand that.
All right, clever bitch. When do we get the tellies and the radios back then?
As I said, one thing at a time.
Oh, good afternoon, ladies.
Hello, Mrs. Barry. How are you?
Fine. Thanks for the card, Julie.
I'm glad you liked it. Mr. Pringle's been telling us how you're getting on. He said you nearly lost your eyesight.
Yes, fortunately that was only a temporary thing.
Bonds a wig expensive.
Oh, fair go, Lou.
Don't you keep your comments to yourself?
It's all right, really. I know it must look a bit odd, but fortunately it's only for a short time.
When are you coming back? We've missed you.
Well,
What do you think you're doing here?
Oh, I'm Officer Barry. You must be the new...
Moran, new governor. Step outside, please.
Certainly.
A person not in uniform and not rostered for duty is a civilian. You should know that.
Yes, but I've been on sick leave and
I know all about that. Still no excuse for jeopardizing prison security by wandering around chatting with prisoners.
Jeopardizing security.
We'll talk about it in my office. I want all the women in the rec room in 5 minutes. No one's to go anywhere near their cells for any reason whatsoever. Understood?
Yes.
Come with me.
I'll give you the full details when I see you next. Though it was quite a shock when you walked through that door.
Nice of the department to let you know.
Hey, tell her to come over and see us soon, will you?
Etty demands to know when you're going to drop in next.
I'll tell her one night this week. Oh, did I tell you he called in the SOD for a full search?
Sounds as though he means business.
It's an understatement. Well, I better get going.
Before you go, can I ask a favour?
Oh, of course.
It involves Connors. One of Etty's girls has got herself involved with her brother, Bongo.
Bongo Connors? Is he one of those bikies too?
Yes. I'm a bit worried about the influence he's having on her and the trouble he's getting himself into.
Well, what can I do for you?
There is one way I might be able to get through to him. Via that minister friend of Rita's.
Dan something or other, isn't it?
Dan Moulton. If I can find out where he's living...
Leave it with me.
Oh,
Meg, it might be better if you don't mention my name.
Yes, of course, I understand. Right, well, I'll call you back, all right?
Thanks.
Oh, look, I'm sorry. I seem to have got off on the wrong foot before, you know, going on about the window. It was your dorm. I didn't think.
No, you didn't, did you?
Well, it's all new to me. I mean, I'm not used to this sort of place.
So what does that make me? An old jailbird from way back? Is that what you think?
No, I didn't mean that.
I know what you mean. You reckon you don't belong here, do you? You think we're all a bunch of small-time crims like Kelly. Well, I'm here to tell you, sister, I'm not like that. And you start looking down your nose at me, I'll bend it upwards for you.
You don't understand. That's not what I think. I just think that you could probably adapt more easily.
You've been bottled up in that suburban castle of yours too long, lady. That's your problem. Stay out of my hair and I might even start liking you.
The governor wants to see you all in the rec room straight away.
Got his strap out, has he?
That means you too, McCormick.
I'll just dump these. Or maybe you'd like a shoe shine or something while I'm there.
Just leave everything where it is, will you?
Sounds heavy.
Connors, I want to ask you something.
You? Asking me?
It's about your brother, Bongo.
What about him?
A friend of mine thinks he's heading for trouble.
Hell.
I think this friend of yours, Dan Moulton, might be of some
What
help
sort of trouble's
preventing
he
it.
in?
Well, I didn't get any details, just that Moulton might be the best person to help him.
Not wrong. Stupid bugger never listened to me or anyone else. Just Dan the man. He would already been in the nick if it wasn't for Dan.
You give me a contact number?
Tell me what you were doing wandering around the women's work area.
Oh, well, it's simple, really. Some of the women sent me get well cards, and I just wanted to thank them in person. I had another officer with me.
You seem to be accident-prone.
Oh, it might seem that way, but really, I
Quite
hadn't...
a list, isn't it? Abducted by Kelly, attacked by Wilder.
That's not fair. Wilder took me by surprise.
Just like Kelly did when she escaped. Not very good, Mrs. Barry. Very sloppy. And now I find you chatting with the prisoners.
With respect, Governor, I've always considered myself to be a good, hard-working officer. Mrs. Reynolds never had cause to worry about me.
In case you hadn't noticed, I'm not Mrs. Reynolds. But I am fair, Mrs. Barry. If officers prove themselves, I do the right thing by them. But I expect them to be 100% fit and not take reckless chances when they're off duty.
I understand.
I hope you do. Because if this report of yours doesn't show a marked improvement the minute you get back, you'll be looking for another job.
I admit it was an oversight on my part not to let him know first, but I really don't think I deserve such a dressing down.
Yes, well, he certainly raised a few hackles around here in a very short time.
It's dreadful the way the department's treated you without so much as a warning.
Oh, I must admit, a fresh mind on the job isn't necessarily a bad thing. I was getting a bit bogged down with all that paperwork. Not that that excuses what he said to you.
Well, better be off. You know, perhaps he might be right. Perhaps I do need to do something else.
Nonsense. Oh, besides, he's probably under a lot of pressure. You know, wanting to be seen to be doing something.
Yes, but at whose expense?
So what the hell's going on? Is he coming to give us a lecture or what?
Just keep quiet and wait.
What do you reckon, girls? We want some answers.
I say quiet, Jenkins, and all of you. There's to be a special cell search, and that's all I can tell you.
Thought we were supposed to have rights.
Yeah, you can't have a cell search unless we're there.
Well, if you don't keep the noise down, you'll all find yourselves on a charge. Now, just shut up.
He did a great job on Moran. Maybe he doesn't like women.
Yeah, and maybe you're losing your touch.
Hey, who are they?
Yeah, how about it, Slattery? Who are the goons?
I have to tell you once more, Kelly.
It's a bloody odds and sods. Hey? Sods. Special Operations Division.
Had him turn the last dump I was in upside down looking for home brew. The department sent him in.
I've heard about them buggers.
Yeah, me too. They look under everything bar the paint.
You can blame Lexi for riling the governor.
She lag on us again?
No, she didn't lag. It's just that the governor himself caught her with the baby's old man.
Oh, yeah, and where'd they do it? Under the reception desk?
Outside the kitchen.
Don't tell me in the dump, master.
Close. Caught her with the garbo in his truck. Been at it for weeks, haven't you, Lex?
I wondered what the stink was in here.
Oh, lucky bugger. Think she's genuine? Of course she bloody is. I heard about her copping the charge myself.
Stuff if she is or not. She's a lagging bitch and I'm going to make her life hell. Kid or no kid.
Do a fine job, these fellas. Very thorough.
Yes, Governor. It's just that, well...
If you've got a niggle, let's have it.
Well, women do behave badly when their cells are torn apart. I mean, they feel it's a violation of their privacy.
Aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, I didn't
We've
mean...
already found grass, amphetamines, and a crude attempt at a knife. It's about time we stop them violating prison regulations.
Governor, I think I found something. Found it hidden in there.
The hell is it?
CB radio. Dug this up from underneath the mattress. I wasn't sure what it was for till Jim found the radio.
Makeshift aerial. Hung it off the bars, most likely.
Yeah, looks like it.
That more than justifies the search.
Slattery, how about let me out for a leak? I'm busted.
When the governor says so and not before.
Yeah, well, he'd better say so real soon, because it's going to take him a week to air this dump.
Trouble, Mrs. Slattery?
Everything's under control, Governor.
Like hell it is. I was just letting Slattery here
Talk
know
about
that I
that
went...
later. Right now, I want you all to know what a successful afternoon the Special Operations men have had.
Oh, I thought we were supposed to be there when our cells got searched.
Correct, Jimmy.
Not when I call the SOD boys in.
They plant dope or grog.
The SODs don't plant anything. However, they did find some very interesting gadgets which have been responsible for the recent spate of window breakings. We'll get to that later. Right after you've all been body searched.
No, bloody way, Jose.
We're not giving you a cheap thrill.
I'll leave you and Ratcliffe to organise it. I want all available officers in my office as soon as you're finished.
Well, when are we getting out of here?
I just told you when you've all been body searched.
All of us, but I was body searched yesterday when I came in.
And you'll be body searched again. Now!
Make you feel good bossing housewives around, does it?
Don't get smart, Connors. You and Cox are first on the list for questioning when it's all over. Take them out one at a time and nobody leaves till you're finished.
All right, who's first?
I think it's pretty obvious why I've called you all in here. There's only one way to describe security in this place at the moment, and that is sloppy. Very sloppy. The CB radio. Connors and her little helper Cox made fools of the lot of you. Not to mention setting up that little incident where one of your colleagues, Joan Ferguson, was attacked in her own home. Could have been any one of you. Though fortunately, we managed to get the two of them up in solitary where they belong. But only because I brought in the Special Operations Group to do your job for you. Any comments, Mrs. Morris? Reasons why none of this stuff was discovered in previous searches?
We've been understaffed recently. We haven't always been as thorough as we would like.
I think we can all consider not being thorough behind us now. I'll be using the SODs on a regular basis and mentioning this little catch on all your service records.
Oh, that's hardly fair, Governor, as Mrs. Morris
I'd be
pointed
quite
out.
within my rights to have half of you sacked for allowing the prisoners the chance to accumulate this little lot. So just consider it a second chance. And to help make sure none of this happens again, we are going to show the prisoners we are not messing around. As from now, you will all carry truncheons while on duty.
Surely that'll only antagonise them after the cell and body searches.
It'll show them who's running this place, Mrs. Morris. Up to now, I get the distinct impression they have been. All right, that'll be all. Now, Mrs. Slattery, you will be responsible for opening the armoury and breaking out the truncheons.
Right, Governor.
Mrs. Morris.
Yes?
List of the new cell allocations.
You're not serious. This is a recipe for disaster.
I want it done right now.
Why? It'll cause turmoil.
Ever hear the expression, divide and rule? As of now, that is exactly what we are going to do.
What do you think those bastards are doing to Rita and Barbie? Cat and nine tails, probably.
Knew they'd get nabbed for that CB sooner or later.
Oh, you mean you knew about it before Reed told us?
Yeah, what's Barbie hiding it? Wouldn't have mind using it myself, except none of my friends would know that CB was ever invented.
I bet you got a kick out of talking to a fella like that, eh? A real turn on.
Raj, how can they do body searches? Oh, it's awful. We don't have to take this lying down.
Oh, is that a joke or something?
No, I'm serious. We can fight back, stand up for ourselves.
Why don't you go back and ask him for our TV? Better than watching you.
Well, shut up, I'm thinking.
Bloody hell! What's with a big stick, Mrs. N?
No, I'm going to have you beat us up now, is he?
There you go, Mrs. Morris.
All officers have been ordered to carry them. That's all there is to it.
Oh, reckons it matches your jackboots.
That's enough, Kelly.
We're the ones who've had enough.
Yeah.
When's Mr. Big going to start laying off us?
If you hadn't flaunted the rules so much, perhaps you wouldn't have found the punishments necessary. Now make sure you all read that notice.
Oh, yeah? What is it, a list of floggings?
Just read it and find out.
Don't change. God, he's changed just about all of us.
Oh, bloody hell.
What's the matter, love? Who's he put you in?
Kelly! Kelly's gonna kill me.
I don't understand why he's doing it. I mean, he didn't find anything in here, did he?
Well, who cares? Kelly's gonna kill me anyway.
No, she won't. She thinks you're pregnant.
So what? That wouldn't stop her.
Well, if she does, they'll know exactly who did it.
I
thanks, Chook. That makes me feel a whole heap better.
No, I just meant... Well, she won't hurt you because of the other girls. Why do you think Jessie made up the baby story?
Yeah, well, it didn't stop her belting Nora, did it?
See, I'm scared.
Terrific. You're scared and I'm moving in with Kelly.
Farewells, lady, you two.
Why are you moving us? Sorry, Mr. Moran. She's upset. She didn't mean it, did you, Lex? It's just that we don't understand why you're doing this. I mean, you didn't find anything in here. Couldn't we stay together, please?
Why do we have rules, Patterson?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we understand, sir, but there are exceptions to every rule. It just doesn't seem fair.
Name?
Egbert?
Why do you want to stay together?
We're mates.
She's my best friend. We're no trouble, honest.
Sorry, Egbert. No exceptions to my rules.
But surely the police were able to do something.
No, nothing. Oh, it's not their fault, I suppose. All of a sudden, they were solid citizens with airtight alibis. Everything from woodwork classes to Bible readings.
Oh, you're not serious.
Yeah, it seems bikies aren't what they used to be.
Are you feeling any better?
I'll be a lot better when I can get back to work.
Joan, if you're talking about Connors, leave it alone. They've done a full cell search and we found out what happened. Now, you are not to go near her.
What happened? What are you talking about?
Moran called special operations in. They found a CB radio in Barbie Cox's cell. She was hiding it for him.
So that's how she did it. Well, top marks to Moran, eh? Listen, what do we know about him?
Not much. Army background.
Oh, good. Sounds like he's the sort of person we need.
He's tough, Joan. If you go near Connors, he'll come down on you just as hard as he does the inmates.
Yes, well, Connors isn't the only one I have to deal with.
Pardon?
Oh, nothing. Don't worry. I won't touch Connors.
Joan?
Nicole's a nice girl, isn't she? I think I might have talked her into taking that job.
Good. I didn't think you would.
Well, she wants to buy a car. Better keep an eye on her, though. She won't be earning much. I don't want her to go to her head.
Okay.
I thought you'd be a bit more excited. I thought I did rather well. You all right?
Yeah, of course.
What are you reading?
Oh, I found it in Roach's flat. She let me have it.
Didn't think you were interested.
Oh, I hate the smelly things. Look, have you got a minute?
Mm-hmm.
You don't think you'll come the same caper with me, do you?
Who? What?
Well, you know, Bongo. That flashing trick of his.
I don't think he'd dare to try it on you.
I don't know. He scares me a bit. I'm not as young as I used to be.
If he tries anything, I'm sure you'll deal with it. I've seen you with these kids. You've done wonders.
Yeah, I know, but I get tired sometimes, you know.
Rubbish. I've seen you deal with Luke Kelly.
Yeah, I have, haven't I?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, well, good. I don't have to bother about that rubbish. I was going to bamboozle him with my knowledge.
Give me roses. I wish he could again, but that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down, but the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare of waking up alone. On the inside, the roses grow. They don't mind the stony ground, but the roses here are prisoners too when morning comes around.